Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Buckle up because this time I'm taking you on an unforgettable journey to the one of the most fascinating countries in the world. That's right, China, where history is older than your grandma's pickle recipe and the cities looks like they were built by time traveling engineers from the year 3000. So what are we waiting for? Let's get started. I started off my journey at Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel International Airport in Ahmedabad, which, by the way, is India's 7th busiest airport, handling over like 13 million passengers a year. We flew out around midnight, when your brain says sleep, but your ticket says immigration line. Our airline of choice? Thai Airways, flight TG664, also known as the Flying Spa by tired travelers like me. The aircraft for this leg was Airbus A330, a twin-engine wide-body aircraft that seats about like 300 people and can make you question whether your seats recline or just gives a false hope. But luckily, Thai Airways doesn't mess around. Comfy seats, decent legroom, and an in-flight entertainment system that had more movie options than my weekend Netflix list. The first leg was from Ahmedabad to Bangkok, a smooth 4-hour flight with a side of slight turbulence and a lot of self-reflection about my snack choices. And then we landed at the legendary Suvarnabhumi International Airport. Yep, that's pronounced Suvarnabhumi. And no, it's not a yoga pose. It's Bangkok's main airport and a shining example of what happens when architecture meets ambition. Designed by the German-American architect Helmut Jahn, this place is huge. Like get a map or get lost huge. It handles over like 60 million passengers annually. And yet somehow, it always smells like fresh lemongrass and hope. Seriously though, the maintenance here is like next level. You know how most airports have one sleepy janitor pushing a mop like it's a punishment for them? But not here. Suvarnabhumi has robotic sweepers and mopping machines gliding around like little cleaning ninjas. They are quite efficient and oddly adorable. Like Roombas that went to a finishing school. You almost want to tip them, but then you remember they are Wi-Fi connected and probably judging your shoe dirt in real time. Whether it's spotless glass panels, polished floors, or the fact that the restrooms looks like they belong to a 5-star spa, Suvarnabhumi is serious about their cleanliness. You could probably eat a cross-eyed off the floor. But I still wouldn't recommend it. I had a 3-hour layover there. Just enough time to stretch my legs, wander the endless corridors, and admire people who somehow look like they are arriving from a work photo shoot, while I resemble a disoriented pillow. My second leg started from Bangkok to Beijing, same airline, Thai Airways. But this time, a much bigger bird. I mean, like this plane was so freaking big, it felt like it needed its own postal code. The moment I sat down, I realized this aircraft has levels. The infotainment system was next-gen stuff. It even had a rear-view camera mounted on the tail, giving you a full-on bird's-eye view of the plane during takeoff and landing. Watching the runway vanish beneath you in third-person mode? Wow, chef's kiss. And the food? Oh man. Thai Airways knows what they're doing. The in-flight meal was so good. I actually forgot I was like 35,000 feet in the air. Anyways, I started fiddling around with the buttons like a kid who just discovered electricity. And guess what? The remote control actually pops out. Not only you can use it as a game controller, but flip it around and boom, it's a full-fledged security keyboard. I wanted to smuggle it home, to be frank, but I figured international smuggling of airplane remotes is probably frowned upon. And soon enough, the seatbelt signs chimed, the cabin lights dimmed, and we began our runway sprint. The engines roared like they meant business, and in no time, the landing gears folded up, we pierced through the clouds, and just like that, Bangkok was behind us, and Beijing was somewhere up ahead, waiting. I arrived in Beijing, the capital city of China, and one of the most significant cultural and political centers in the country. The airport terminal, commonly referred to as the Olympic Terminal, was constructed in preparation for the 2008 Beijing Olympics. Beijing Capital International Airport's Terminal 3 is one of the largest airport terminals in the world, covering nearly about 1 million square meters. Designed by the architect Norman Foster, the structure integrates traditional Chinese color themes with modern design principles, creating a balance between the heritage and innovation. Upon arrival, I completed the required entry procedures, including the fingerprint registration and the immigration clearance. With some time left before my next flight, I decided to explore the airport a bit more. I walked past a number of cafés and retail stores, and one particular shop caught my attention. It was filled with all kinds of candies and chocolates. Now, normally this would be a very exciting moment, but there was just one small challenge. Everything was written in Chinese. I stood there, carefully picking up each packet, turning it around like I was decoding some kind of ancient manuscript, but still had absolutely no idea what flavor I was holding. Was it chocolate? Fruit? Green tea? Something completely unexpected. If you ever seen or tried any of these Chinese chocolates or candies in your country, do let me know in the comments. I'm still curious about what I almost brought. But it was tasty. Yep. There was also a section displaying traditional artwork. It's detailed, elegant, and beautifully presented. It offered a quiet contrast to the busy environment of the airport, and it was definitely one of the most memorable parts of the terminal. And then came my encounter with a Chinese vending machine, which, in theory, should be very easy to use. In reality, it turned into a full technical challenge for me. I was still trying to set up my Alipay app, figuring out the interface, translating buttons, and hoping something would magically work. On the top of that, the airport Wi-Fi wasn't exactly helpful, especially on my Google Pixel device, thanks to the well-known restrictions of the Great Firewall of China. Eventually, I had to activate the eSIM that I have purchased back in India, and only then I finally did get the access to the internet. It was a small moment, but also a reminder. Traveling to a new country isn't just about the places you visit, but also about adapting to the entirely different systems along the way. Now it was time for the final stretch, Beijing to Dalian. I boarded a Chinese domestic airline. And let me tell you, after flying Thai Airways with mood lighting, tail cameras, and a meal that made me question my home cooking. This felt like hopping onto a flying bus with wings. No frills, no smiles, no remote that turns into a keyboard. Just a seat, a tray table that may or may not stand up, and a bottle of water if you look thirsty enough. The flight crew basically said, sit down, buckle up, and just don't ask any questions. But hey, it got the job done. Landing at Zhao Shuxi International Airport somewhere around midnight. I don't know if I spelled it correctly. I'm still working on my Chinese accent though. Stepping off the plane, I was tired, jet-lagged, slightly dehydrated, and spiritually still attached to the Thai Airways seat. But I made it. I was officially in Dalian, China, the city by the sea, where my trip was really about to begin. We walked out into the cool night air and found ourselves in a neatly managed taxi queue, where a new taxi rolled in every minute like a clockwork, thanks to some seriously organized local traffic police. We finally got into a taxi, showed the driver our hotel address in Chinese characters, because yes, your boy came prepared. He gave us a nod that said, "Yep, I got it." And off we went, zipping through the quiet, well-lit streets of Dalian. At that point, all I could think was about a bed, a blanket, and sleeping like a baby who just finished a bottle of warm milk. And that's exactly what I did. In the next video, we'll explore the beautiful city of Dalian, its culture, its geography, and all the cool stuffs we managed to squeeze in during our business trip. Even though we were there for work, we made sure to experience the city as much as we could. And I really hope you'll join me as we dive into this coastal gem of China. Until then, hit that like button, maybe subscribe it if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next one. Sheshia. That's thank you in Chinese, I guess. Catch you soon. Bye-bye.